at the quick access toolbar. Now we will take a look at Word options. Word options are options where you can view and update settings for Word, your documents, your personal information, and your preferences. General options lets you change the user interface, personalization, and startup settings for your computer and for Word. Let's now access Word options. To access Word options, click on File, then scroll down to the last tab called Options, and the Word options menu pops up. Under General, there aren't many changes as the default is quite adequate, but let's take a look at it anyways. You could change here your username. So perhaps I would want to make my username Raneshi and the initials L. Okay. On the next tab under Display, here again, there's not much that I would actually change, so we can leave it as is. Under Proofing, what is important here is the autocorrect options. Click on autocorrect options. And under autocorrect options, you will see that all of these checkboxes have been ticked. So firstly, show autocorrect options button that is available. That's the one we clicked on to access autocorrect. Word will correct to initial capital letters. Word will correct the capitalization of first letters of sentences, of first letters of table cells, names of days, and it will correct the accidental use of caps lock. What I really like here is the find and replace option. Actually, not find and replace, but this is replace text as you type. So, for example, if I type in the word because, and I spell it incorrectly, Word will correct it and insert the correct spelling for the word because. Now, actually, if I have a look at this, because, and sometimes when we type really quickly, we get the incorrect spelling. You will notice that under my list, you actually have the correct spelling, and I could just click on it and say, whenever the word is spelled incorrectly, please spell it correctly. But seeing as because it's on this list, I wouldn't really need to add it. But I want to show you how you could tweak this to your advantage. So let's say I put in the word, let me think of a word now quickly. Let's say I put the word whole brain learning, okay? Or I put in WBL. I could actually replace this with the actual whole brain learning terminology. So instead of typing out whole brain learning, imagine if I was typing out a dissertation. I would have to use this phrase many times. So instead of typing that out, I could just insert the initials under replace, replace the abbreviation actually with the full terminology, and I can add that to the list. I will show you in a few minutes how this actually works. Okay, so just bear that in mind. I will do that again a bit later. Under the save options, what's important here is save files in this format. So all my files are saved as a Word document, but I could actually change this and say perhaps a template or whatever my requirements may be. Remember, this means that all documents that you save will be saved in this file format. Extremely important here, but it has been set as default, save auto recover information every 10 minutes. What this means is that if we've saved a document for the first time, Word will update every 10 minutes. In the background, you will notice sometimes a little circle comes up every 10 minutes where it updates any new changes that you could have made to the document. Remember, the key is to save the document for the first time. Under language, you will see that our language is already set as English South Africa. You could add another language if you would like to. Ease of access, this is to make sure that your accessibility checker helps you find and fix content that needs to be worked on. Under advanced, well, here again, there's quite a few options here. You could customize your cut, copy, paste. You could select some of the chart properties, show background colors if you're printing images. You could go and change your default font and the font size as well. But I'm not really going to do anything of that sort right now. Under customize your ribbon, you will notice that you can actually go and add more commands to the ribbon. Now, again, the default is actually adequate enough, but if you feel like you would like some other options, you can scroll through and add them to any of the tabs on the ribbon. In fact, I could actually go and create a new tab and call it my own tab and give it a name and add commands there. But like I said again, the default is quite adequate and I haven't seen the need to do that. Here again is the quick access toolbar. We've discussed this in the previous lesson. I've also shown you how to access this from the drop down of the quick access toolbar. Under add-ins, if there's any add-ins that you'd like to install, this is where you would access them. And then there's the Trust Center, where you can look at your security and privacy settings. So that is a brief overview of Word options. If you have made any changes on the Word options, please remember to always click on OK to save those changes.